Okay, so this is a video game review for Unreal Tournament 2003 for the PC. If you saw my last video review on UT in 1999, then you'll be aware of how much I respect the first installment. That said, I base every game on its merits individually and not as part of a series. So I'm not going to take any prisoners when it comes to this game, which was just is worse in almost every respect. And it's the sequel to UT 99, which I very much enjoyed. So I'm not too fond of this one, and that'll show up in the score. It's just about playable, but for me it's void of any of the fun that the first game had in abundance. The theme of the game is the same, and from the first and from the single player mode is introduced in this kind of WWE sports entertainment kind of way, which shows off the new graphics engine just beautifully. Certainly the game's box doesn't exaggerate when they talk of eye-popping visuals. The graphics really are gorgeous, but that's pretty much the only improvement over the game, over the original. To begin with, you get to choose a character from a bunch of models. There's more of them, but personally I didn't really like the whole kind of robot, goth, Egyptian themed models. They didn't really sit comfortably with me. You can choose, if you so do, to play through the qualifiers and then the Unreal Tournament single player mode itself in its different categories. Unlike in UT04, which I'm happy to say is a UT back to its best, I barely played UT03 just due to its uninteresting maps. It just really felt tiring and just it just wasn't fun, basically. The weapons are mostly the same from UT03, only they've replaced the best weapon from UT99, the sniper rifle, with the lightning gun, which is just shit. No messing around from me here. I love the sniper rifle. So, the lightning gun is just a poor man's replacement. You'll see it through the video and stuff, but it just takes time to reload. It just doesn't seem as powerful. They got rid of the Ripper as well, which is a shame. Furthermore, unlike in UT04, you still can't seem to increase the size of your crosshair, and I found that with the new graphics engine, that was really it was really important to have a really clear crosshair, so that with that aiming and stuff. Now the controls play much as they ever did, however the music seems just less hard-hitting, as are the maps. Now the maps are the cornerstone of any first-person shooter, and they're really disappointing. I mean, with one or two exceptions, I really mean that out of 30 or so. They're all just really below par and just way too big for what you'll usually be using, especially if you're playing bombing run games or missions or capture the flag missions. They're just way too big. The layout of certain stages as well can lead you wandering around aimlessly. It's hard to tell where the edges of the map are or what direction you should be going in, especially again bombing run missions or capture the flag missions, just because they're really big. And if there was ever a game series in need of a radar, it's Unreal Tournament. Now, the new graphics are gorgeous, but I found, especially in outdoor levels, it was harder to make out enemy units from the backgrounds themselves. Both the environments and the units are so detailed and sometimes have very clashing colours or matching colours, I should say, that it's really difficult to kind of notice them at first. You kind of have to be looking quite closely at the background, which in a really fast-paced game is not so easier said than done. And it was just in indoor missions, with a lot of grey and black, it was easy to show up enemy soldiers with bright colour garments, but it could be a problem in outdoor very large maps where you kind of see a kind of blip on the horizon, and so that could be quite tricky. The other thing is, there's a load of excessive blood red screen that you get when you're hit, which you'll see a lot through this review, and it's excessive. It makes visibility of enemy soldiers just really difficult and gets tiring after a while. Another disappointing loss, as you'll see in a minute, is the Capture the Flag face map, and also Morpheus. Now, there are maps like them, or, they tried to make them like them in UT03, but they're just nowhere near as good. I mean, this one is Phase 3. It can't even hold a candle to the original Face, and it could have, with the lightning gun, it just the no fun at all, really. I mean, I couldn't even get a proper hit on that thing, and whereas in the past with the sniper rifle, I was just it's the maps are too big and they're just not as good, and they've taken rid of the best weapons. So what can I really say? I mean, they've taken all the best features of this game and just dropped them. There's no more assault. Gone is domination. They've got double domination, where teams try and control two points on a map, hold them for 10 seconds. This is interesting, but it suffers from having, again, maps that are too big, and in my opinion shouldn't have replaced domination entirely, but just been an extra mode. Bombing run is a nice idea, but again, massive maps slow down play, and some games just end up being overly long with no side really taking taking a lead. So in conclusion, as I said at the beginning of this review, UT03 is just, in my opinion, inferior to UT99 in all ways, bar maybe the new graphics. My score may surprise some, but it's really the only score I could think of giving it, given how many bugs I came up with against it, and how little fun I got from this game. I was able to extract from this game. So in conclusion, I give this game a 5 out of 10. And that's me.